We're hearing a lot about AI this year, but we can't forget about one of our top channels with the highest ROI of them all. We're talking email marketing. I'm Joe Barker.
And I'm David Belleville, and this is the AmeriLife Marketing Mentors. For those marketers out there who have utilized email marketing in the past, how would you recommend that they utilize that data to refine and audit what they did in 2025 so that they can be set up for success in 2026?
I think it's just going through and kind of looking at some key metrics. Hopefully, you have a platform where you can easily sort it to see, what were your open rates? What subject lines caused the highest open rates? And then look at those subject lines and see what was it about those that might have caused it. There's little things like including the word "your" that could have brought it up because people relate to that word. From there, it's looking at the click-through rate. So now you got them to open that, but did you get them to take whatever action it was that you wanted them to do? It's really important with email if there's a purpose of it, as far as getting them to take an action, that you only have one per email.
Mm-hmm.
So from there, that way okay, they opened it. Did they click through to whatever it was that I was looking for them to do? That's the second metric that I would be watching. And then obviously from there, you want to take it all the way through to wherever you took them. Did they take the action there and did it tie all together? There may be disconnections that are happening that you don't realize that you can find by reviewing those metrics. But there may be topics. So let's use us as an example. This year, we're going to be sending out emails with a ton of value about all the different digital platforms. We're going to start tracking it. What topics really excelled?
Yeah.
We may assume now that we're in 2026, we may assume that everything we send AI is going to kill it. And we may be surprised when 4 of our emails are about Facebook and all of a sudden those did great.
Yeah.
That's great feedback for us to have. And that's how we learn our audience and that's how we learn what's coming. But we can only learn that by actually looking at the metrics and seeing what the actuals were compared against what we thought everyone was going to find the most value with.
So adaptability and flexibility is key. Be willing to pivot. And no matter how married to an idea you are, numbers often don't lie, as they say. And so if the numbers are telling you one thing, but your heart's telling you another, try to keep a level head and focus on logic and what your audience is resonating with. And speaking of the audience, I want to go all the way back now. What are some approaches to start capturing an email list? How do you start building one, especially if you're a new agency owner, you're a new business owner, and you're just getting started? Obviously, you're putting yourself out there and you're networking and you're trying to build a lead list. What are some practical steps that our audience could take today that could perhaps enhance their efforts, make it more efficient, or speed up the process?
Yeah, there's a couple of things you can do. One of our go-to, and I think a lot of people, is the value add and getting the opted in. So whether you're on social media, your website, any of those places, it's providing something of value. So one that we did during the webinar earlier this month was the 10 prompts that I use on with ChatGPT every day or every month. That was a perfect one where we use that. We put that out there. Anybody who would like access to it, it's a lot of great value. Sign up for us, give us your email, we'll send it to you. That's how it works. So we're living proof of it all the time of how to do those type of things. The subscribing to your newsletter. So if you have social channels and you're communicating and you're adding even more value by having your newsletter, put a subscribe to our newsletter. Mm-hmm. There it is. It's right there. I would say I am a huge believer of provide as much value as you can. Give it all away. Here's the thing, guys. Everything we talk about, everything that really anybody's talking about is out there somewhere for you to find. The fact is we're bringing it all together and we're corralling it all for our audience, which is agents and advisors and FMOs. We're corralling it all and we're making it easy to find all in one space. We're giving it all away though. And all you have to do is sign up for it. And that's all you have to do for your audiences. So if you work with Medicare agent or Medicare consumers, there's a lot of questions and there's a lot of people that are confused by Medicare and they just don't know where to start. Tell them everything you can. Tell them the bad things or the things to watch out for. Tell them the great things that the coverage does. If there's stories out there about, situations where people were, maybe it was a skilled nursing facility that they ended up in and it was a really sad story, share that type of stuff so people realize what's happening out there. Give it all away though.
Yeah.
Don't try to gate everything. Give it all away and then find those pieces where you can provide even more value. Gate those, and then that's where you'll see naturally you get emails in, and then as long as you always provide value, you really don't have to worry about anything.
Yeah, I think too, intent matters a lot as well, because of course, it is a business, and everybody's in business to make money and create a life and put food on the table. But time and time again, Joe, we talk to marketers that truly have a genuine care for the people that they serve and the communities that they live in, and ensuring that, nobody's getting taken advantage of or
100%.
getting got. And so this is just a really intimate, direct way that you can communicate your value and take care and look after your customer base as well. So to wrap up, Joe, is there anything that we haven't talked about today that you think is vital for our audience to know?
Yeah, I think so. So I would touch a little bit on the layout of the emails that are being built. There's a couple of key things that you can do that I think so many people, maybe they just don't know about it or they miss out on. Examples of that would be the button. I see so many people who put buttons in emails and there's no white space around it. So when when I'm scanning the email and I'm looking, I see the button because I'm looking for it, but it just blends in with everything else. Where if you just add about 40 pixels around the button, top, bottom, it automatically, because that white space is created, it draws your eye into it. So there's things like that, making sure that it's digestible. Nobody wants to read a book in an email. So just get to the point, make it as digestible as possible, and not have it. I mean, imagine when you open an email, if you see a book, it's like, wow, it's automatically, you feel exhausted just looking at it, not, let alone having to read it. So I think it's like those things to just keep in mind. And again, one call to action, always try to provide the value. And I also highly recommend testing between the images within an email and just doing regular text. There's emails that I have received from people or from companies where they had images in there and it felt like a commercial email and it felt like a very promotional email. And the message that was in it felt more personal to me, though. So to me, I think it would have come over better if they just would have sent me a quick note email with no pictures, no buttons, no nothing. Just tell me what you want me to do. Like, hey, this is great value. Go check this out with a link. I think that, in my opinion, there's been emails where I think it would have come over a lot better. So highly recommend testing those. But and then really that's what it comes to with email marketing. Test, see what works, see what doesn't. But one email doesn't make a trend either. Make sure that you're testing over time and make sure that you're watching it over time. And again, one email does not create a trend. Continue to test and make those little tweaks to see what brings the biggest changes to you.
Yeah. And to that point, one email doesn't create a trend. I often say, there's no such thing as a bad post or a bad email, because there's always something that you can extract from it. There is always value to be had. And that's what you're talking about is the testing and gaining that knowledge. So if a certain email campaign didn't work, yeah, I mean, that's never ideal, but there's so much to be extracted from that so that you can improve upon next time. And it helps you get to know your audience better. And the more that you get to know your audience, the more that they'll trust you. And as we all know, in the health and wealth spaces, everything is built on trust.
Absolutely.
And so how you utilize email marketing, how you communicate with your audience through email has to be through that lens, is building trust. And if you prioritize that, then you're well on your way to a successful email campaign.
Absolutely.